What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the Geek Out. It's been a very long time, but we're back. And who's back? Me, G1, and I am accompanied on this podcast once again. G95, brother. Matt, where have you been? We haven't done a podcast in so long together, and now all of a sudden you want to come, and you want to come because you see Captain Marvel, and you want to say, let's talk about Captain Marvel, and I'm like, okay, it's about fucking time. What's up, brother? I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too. I'm just stuck in the frozen tundra that is Minnesota.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. It's been cold down here too in Vegas. It's been cold.
Cold is very, I feel like we have different definitions of it.
I'll put it like this: I had to wear my heavy sweater and jacket while at work this week because the wind was bringing in such a cold Arctic blast, and I work in a damn wind tunnel, so I was a little bundled up. It was very, very, very brisk, but not as brisk as that 27 degrees that you are currently dealing with. And
this is warming up. It's been warming up drastically over the last couple of weeks. We're not in the negative 15s anymore.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of negatives, there's no negatives on this podcast today, ladies and gentlemen, because we're back with the Geek Out. And this one is going to be mainly about Marvel, because this past week Marvel has dropped some bombs. Not only like that, but like things have come out that has really gotten me excited. It's actually kind of broken the internet if you think about it. But before we get into all that fun stuff, Captain Marvel did drop last weekend, and we both had a chance to go check it out. And here's our quick spoilery review on Captain Marvel. So, Matt, what did you think overall? What was like your number one thoughts about this movie?
I was very bored by it. I was super underwhelmed. This is probably my top second or third least favorite Marvel movie. I didn't hate it. It was very okay. It was exactly what I expected it to be. Just a kind of a bland movie. But I thought it was just really, really boring. I didn't really care about anything or anyone. I didn't care about what was happening. But there, to be fair, there were some good things too. I liked Goose the cat because I'm a cat person, and then Samuel L. Jackson is amazing as always. And to just quickly touch on the special effects, we're so close to nailing down the de-aging to where it's perfect and seamless, and there's not that uncanny valley. We're probably I'd say 2 or 3 years away from making it absolutely perfect. But other than that, story, action, everything that happened, character development, all that, just kind of I didn't really feel like it was there so much.
Right.
But I know it's a very divisive movie. A lot of people seem to either really love it or really not like it, and I'm more on the not like it side. But I didn't hate it.
I hear you. Yeah, it's not like the what Disney had to deal with when it came to The Last Jedi, and how that movie just really, really, really made people hate it or they loved it. I agree with you. I think I'm in the same boat. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was right down the middle. I was like, okay, it's what it is. I think, honestly, there was a couple of parts that stood out to me. I really love the Skrulls. I love the way they look, even though they look like damn green Romulans. I'm just, they look like something straight out of Star Trek Nemesis. I was like, I've seen this before. But I dug the Skrulls. I was glad that they were on screen, and I'm happy for that. And I kind of dug, Photon, when she went to go see her, her best friend and trying to jog her memory. I did kind of get a kick out of that whole sequence there. I was like, all right, that was a little touching. There was some acting. But for me, I was like, Brie Larson won the Academy Award for Best Actress about 2-3 years ago, whenever it was, for The Room. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, she's smirking the whole entire movie. She's smirking. Seriously, I've got right in front of me right now, I'm not lying. I'm drinking out of my Captain Marvel cup that I got from the theater because I love collecting cups from the theaters. I do. And she's got the smirk. The same smirk that's on this cup is the same smirk she had through the entire movie. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what am I missing? What's the joke? What's the joke, Captain Marvel? But, you know, outside of that, like, I didn't hate the movie. There were a couple of things. I do agree with you about the de-aging thing, but I think that that's going to be dangerous and tricky because there is a scene in that movie where, while it looks good, Samuel L. Jackson is still a 70-year-old man, and while he is running, he looks like a 70-year-old man running. Now, the face looked like he's 38 to 41, but the body, it's a 70-year-old man running. It didn't look good to me. I was like, oh, that's bad. That was bad. That really jarred it for me. And outside of that, I just, there's one thing that, I don't know, man. Because I don't feel the need to go see this movie again in theaters. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch it when it comes out. It's probably not going to be on Netflix. But if that Disney Plus puts it on, you know, I watch it. But
yeah, it's going to be the first Marvel movie that's exclusive to Disney Plus.
Perfect. So I'll watch it there. But this is what's up with her powers? Because in one minute she can blow holes through walls, and the other minute she just like pushes people out of the way with it. I'm like, how are you gonna fight Thanos with that? Honestly, like they overhyped this character. They overhyped this character, in my opinion, and I wasn't really blown away by anything. It looks spectacular, her flying around in her little like Asgardian bridge color scheme. You know what I mean? But outside of that, I was kind of like, what's the big deal? Like, seriously, what is the big deal? I'm confused. But what did you think? Feel the same way?
I felt the same way. Like, I know they're like nerfing her powers, and I feel like they've done a terrible job of like overhyping Captain Marvel too. Like, oh, Thanos better watch out. Like, you know, she can easily the most powerful character in the entire Marvel universe. Like, I doubt it. Or at least, if that is true, we didn't see even a glimpse of that here. But yeah, I was like at the third act when she finally had like her full, like unabridged powers, and she was like zipping around through space. I was so like zoned out by that point that I was barely paying attention to what was happening, and so while she was using her powers, like I didn't care. Like, it wasn't a big deal to me. There was no conflict, really. It didn't feel like she was ever really challenged. Even when she had her powers nerfed, I feel like she still, you know, there was no real struggle for her. I didn't feel like she ever really had to try, or the villains ever really got the upper hand in the movie, which is like pretty typical, like kind of spiel, you know, at some like just beginning of the third act of the movie, the villains get the upper hand, and the heroes got to regroup and figure out a new way to beat them, you know.
Right.
That happens in Killmonger takes over as king of Wakanda. Tony Stark gets like his ass super kicked in Iron Man 3. Fucking, I don't know, the Dark Elves get the upper hand in Thor. Like, it's like basic, the most basic storytelling 101, and that's been in like every Marvel movie. And they didn't do that in this, which I applaud them for being different. But like, there was no real conflict. I was never like really rooting for her because there was no real effort in what she had to do or not do.
Yeah, I think they were trying to put the onus on her, just like remembering who she was, instead of like, you know, focusing on a threat. So yeah, I totally agree with you there. I'll tell you what. And again, like I don't hate this movie, but I came out of that movie and I texted my boy back in Philly, and I said, "Dude, this was like the best Lifetime movie, like made for TV movie." You know what I mean? That's how I felt. I was like, it was literally like back in the days, like Stephen King's It, for instance, when you know, back in the early '90s when that came out on TV, there was a ton of like made for TV movies that were pretty all right? And that's what I felt like this was. This was a really good made for TV movie with astonishing special effects. It didn't feel like it really didn't feel like a Marvel movie. Well, no, let me phrase that. It did. I mean, it's fucking Captain Marvel, but like it just wasn't as bombastic as everything else is. So I mean,
Have you by chance ever heard of the band Necrogoblicon?
No.
I swear I'm going somewhere with this. They're a like deathcore kind of band. Partycore, I guess. They're very sleazy, very heavy, and they have this. All their lyrics are about like goblins and stuff, and they have this mascot named John Goblicon, and he looks, I shit you not, exactly like the Skrulls. And I'm gonna send you a picture right now, an image of John Goblicon, and maybe you can pop it up once it's once we finish this. But yeah, hang on just 1 second as I pull it up. But yeah, it looks exactly like the Skrulls. Okay, I sent it.
Okay, let's see this thing. All right, let's take a look at this picture of the Skrulls. And oh my god, that's so right there. Like, see, made for TV movie. Oh man, that's great. That is great. Yeah, we would put that right there. We would fit that in right there. Oh man, that is great.
And I don't know if you noticed this, but there's that point when she like finally had like customization over her suit.
Yeah.
And she, like, going through the different colors. At one point, she has like red and gold, and then goes to black and yellow. And I thought maybe that's a shout out to possibly DC's Captain Marvel and Black Adam. I know the black and gold suit is one that Captain Marvel had in the comics, but I was thinking maybe it was a subtle shout out.
Oh, that would be cool. I would like that. I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say maybe if you know she had a black and yellow costume in the comics and the black and yellow in the movie, it was obviously a nod to that, but maybe, just maybe, because I don't know Captain Marvel all that well in the comics. I remember seeing her in, I think, Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness, briefly, but that's really about it. And possibly maybe the gold and yellow little trim that they had briefly on screen was a nod to DC's Captain Marvel.
Oh, I can see that. That's pretty cool. I'll tell you, speaking of tributes, the beginning, the opening, the Marvel crawl with all the Stan Lee cameos, that hit, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I was in that movie theater like, oh damn, my eyes all wet. It hit me. I didn't see it coming. There was nothing, nobody said anything about that, and it just happened, and man, was it beautiful, a fitting tribute to Stan Lee in that opening Marvel crawl. That it got me, and I massive props to Marvel and Disney for that one. Massive props. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Possibly the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
It was the part of the movie that hit me the hardest, and it wasn't even in the movie.
Yep. So hopefully we'll see that again for Avengers, and we're gonna get to Avengers in a second. Also, his cameo in this movie, which is kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Did they just say Stan Lee is God? Is that what they put on screen?
If I'm if I've read like articles right and stuff, he was on the bus reading the script for Mallrats.
Right.
And yeah, where in Mallrats he plays himself. So yeah, Stan Lee might be God. Might be. I mean, he's for sure one of the Watchers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. It was such a good. That was good. That was good. When I saw the Mallrats script, I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome!" And then when I thought about it and read a couple of articles, I was like, "Oh my god!" So pretty awesome. That first end credit scene was dope. And it's not really a big spoiler, people, but because it's going to be in the movie. It was about the Avengers. And they were all moping around. What are we going to do? What the hell is this beeper thing? We got to fix something. And then, bam, Captain Marvel pops up and she says, "Where's Fury?" Okay, and that was that. And then the last one. Oh, yo, hold up. Let me ask you real quick. Because, I've been meaning to go back and check them, and I haven't. But the Tesseract, I could have sworn that wasn't in Shield's hands until like Thor or Thor 2. I know Thor 1. Or am I bugging? I could have sworn it was about the Tesseract. Like, what? When did they get it? I know the Tesseract was like at the bottom of the ocean in Captain America. But what? I was lost. I was completely lost. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here.
I really can't remember. The first Captain America and first Thor are movies that I don't watch that often because I don't like those ones so much.
Right.
Oh. But yeah, I really don't know. I don't have a good answer for you.
All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there. Well, I just got to go back and read and watch those movies again because I swear I could have sworn that the beginning of the Avengers, the reason why they had the Tesseract was because of one of those two movies. And I don't think Captain America First Avenger, because again, it fell through the crack in the plane and was never seen again. But apparently somebody found it in like the 80s or 90s, whenever. Okay. That being said, the cat scene at the end, I was like, oh god, boring. Why'd I stay? I could have went to pee. Anyhow. Enough of Captain Marvel. If you had to rate it, what would you give it?
4.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
I might go even keel and say 5 out of 10. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't nothing. It didn't blow my mind. But it did blow my mind. What came out like this Tuesday or Wednesday, and that was the freaking second trailer for Avengers Endgame. Like, what in the world is going on, Marvel? I tell you something. This trailer was like one of the best things I ever seen this year so far. Seriously, because again, and I'm loving this, they are not showing us any action. Zero action. There is, I think with the exception of like Rocket Raccoon on War Machine's shoulder, there was like nothing in the way of action in this movie. They're going to hit us hard when this movie comes out. I absolutely love this movie. I absolutely love the tone it sets. I absolutely love those suits at the end. I thought that was crazy. What were your thoughts? I absolutely loved it.
I've only watched the trailer once because and I watched it like first thing when I woke up because I think Marvel posted it like 8 minutes before I'd woken up that day. I love that they're really not showing anything. I love that the trailer consisted of mostly scenes from other movies, though I didn't really understand the context to the scenes they chose. I really like them not like actually showing anything. And even we can't even trust anything in the trailers because we know how heavily they manipulated the first Infinity War trailers to include, scenes that altered scenes or scenes that didn't happen at all. So we really can't trust anything we see. But yeah, I really like that they're not showing anything. I'm trying not to too hard, trying not to speculate too hard on what's coming because it's only a month out. I can wait, and I'm not reading any articles. I'm not reading or watching any like trailer breakdowns or anything like that. I just want to go in fresh and be surprised. Um, but I do have some hopes for the movie. Like I hope the first half of the movie is like no Thanos at all. Like it's just them. At least the first act of the movie is them dealing on Earth with the fallout of the snap of like what would happen to the world if half of the people just disappeared. And we kind of saw that in the first trailer a little bit. There was like a sign for like a support group or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really want to see more of that because I want to see like obviously it's going to be about like how do we fix this? How do we stop Thanos? How do we get everything back to the way it should be? But I kind of just want to like live in the drama of this world for a little bit too, and just like see how this world is because I think that's something the Marvel movies kind of fail at in a lot of regards is not necessarily delving deep into the consequences of the actions of each movies, which is kind of what Civil War was about. But even then, we still didn't see the effects of what happened to Sokovia after Age of Ultron. We didn't see what happened to the people. And like that's kind of what I'm interested in seeing just a little bit. Because what while these are superhero movies and big fantastic tales, what grounds them is the people, and that's why like a lot of the people on the Avengers are just mortal men with some enhanced abilities or just some cool tech. I guess I want to see things from a more grounded perspective a little bit, at least for some of the movie, and then let's get into the really crazy, big, fantastic shit that has to do with time travel and all that shit.
The Eye of Agamotto. Good God, I hate that thing. Oh, man. No, I kind of dig that, and I actually do want to see that. You know what? I would even go as far as saying I would love to see like a villain front, like the C, the D-list character villain, like just random villains that like never make the cut. All of a sudden, like robbing banks and because everything's decimated, take advantage. And I'm not talking about we need crazy costumes. I'm just like little nods and stuff. And then maybe Captain America's still around. Like, dude, stop. Things like that. But I agree. I would love to see the fallout also. And the trailers seem to be doing a great job in showing them. I mean, freaking Hawkeye alone seems to be showing a great deal of his emotions during this time. His family's gone. They got caught up in the snap. That's why he's running around as Ronin. And I love that Natasha's hair is going red again because I really did not like the blonde at all.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that. But yeah, man, listen, I cannot wait for this movie now. And I'm going the same route as you. I'm not going to read anything. I'm staying away from articles. I'm staying away from trailer break. To me, a trailer breakdown, I don't even care about those anymore. To me, I don't like trailer breakdowns. You know what I mean? Unless there's like juicy things. But even then, there's no reason to break down a trailer. If you watch the trailer, you should know what you're watching. That's all I'm saying.
And more often than not, it's just pure speculation, and they're completely wrong and off base. And half the time, they're just doing shit to get clickbait.
Right. I'm just saying, I love the trailer. There's no breaking down of this trailer. I'm not gonna go shop for shop. But what I will say is, to what you said earlier about you don't know why they chose those particular shots from the older movies. I do. That was when they became the heroes. You know what I mean? You see Iron Man in the Mach 1 suit or wherever it was, that first suit. After he came out of the cave and he's coming out, that was his hero moment. You see Captain America coming out of the chamber. That's not his hero moment, but that was his transformation. I think that whatever Thor scene, because I always blink, so I don't even remember. But like those were the three scenes that were like from the first movies. Their first movies, and that was like their moment. It was like, now you're here, you have arrived. So I think that's why they showed that. And I'm not going to speculate, but who's dying? Who's going away? I told a friend of mine, I don't think they're going to die per se. If they kill off any of these characters, what I think is maybe they go into the Soul Stone, and they just get put away in one of the gems, and in case of emergency, they could be used whenever they want. They don't have to have the actors. They don't need a contract long term. It's like, hey, you want to do a cameo? We'll give you a couple $1 million real quick. All right, sure. I got time in my schedule. Bam, cameo. Captain America's back. Or Iron Man. Look at it. Tony Stark is here. Something like that. But again, that's, yeah, I guess that is speculation. But I'm not. That's not nothing from the trailer. I'm just saying, you know.
No, I agree. I can't. Even as dark as Infinity War was, and as grim and as bleak, I really can't even see them killing off any characters, except for like bringing back Quicksilver just to kill him off again.
That's not nice.
Because fuck Quicksilver.
You better stop that. You better leave Ford Brody out of this.
Come on, Aaron Taylor Johnson sucks, and we all know.
First off, speaking of Ford Brody as Quicksilver, did you not see them totally rip off Godzilla 2014? I mean, come on, whatever it takes. Come on. Joe Brody was telling him that Ford Brody was running that line. He's Quicksilver. He's dead. They're stealing. I don't like it. Appropriation on Marvel's end. I'm boycotting this movie. That's it. I'm going to become one of them people Brie Larson talk about. Let's not go there. But I'm going to be one of those people. I'm boycotting.
You're not allowed to see Endgame anymore.
That's it. No, that's it. Shut it down. No, stop. He's only kidding. Of course I'm going to see Endgame. I'm going to see it like 100 times before Godzilla comes out. So it's the only movie I'm going to go see in April. And May, actually. I'm lying, because it comes out the end of April. Frick.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Yeah, man. Oh, my God. This is going to be crazy. You know, real quick, do you feel like Disney is cannibalizing themselves?
How do you mean?
So we've got Captain Marvel. Dumbo's coming out, like, next week. Then Avengers comes out, and then, like, Aladdin comes out. And it's just, like, back to back to back to back. Then The Lion King comes out. Then there's, like, a break. The Lion King, I think, comes out in July. But, like, do you feel like maybe... Because given Avengers can totally rule, the last week of April and literally rule all the way through May. I'm not even knocking it, the power behind Endgame. Even though Godzilla's coming out and that's my number one movie for the year, Endgame, the Avengers movies are that potent and powerful that if this movie is as good or better than Infinity War or anything that's come before it, then it could have legs like we've never seen before from a movie. Mm-hmm. But then it runs into Aladdin, in May. And let's be for real here, I can't even knock it. That last Aladdin trailer, I didn't want to see this movie, but then I seen this trailer, I'm like, yo, you know what? That wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. But it's in the way. It's like, does Avengers make all its money its first 2 weeks, and then Aladdin comes out like 3 weeks later or so? Or does it keep going, then Aladdin comes out, and now it's, how do you feel about that?
I really don't know. I mean, the money is still going to Disney's pockets one way or the other.
True.
And so they're still dominating. They're owning the market for these couple months. But you also have to look at it like Marvel Studios is its own thing, and that gets a good chunk of the profits. Like, while Disney owns Marvel Studios, like, a lot of the money is being funneled through Marvel Studios, so there is to some degree a competition between Marvel Studios and whatever studio produced Aladdin. But I really don't know. I haven't watched I haven't been keeping up on the Aladdin stuff because I don't care. I'm not interested.
No, I'm just using that as an example because it's the movie that comes out afterwards. Like, you got Captain Marvel, you got Dumbo.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Last year, for instance, when they did they put Solo to May instead of December, like Star Wars should be and stay now, because they didn't want any interference with their Mary Poppins. And I'm like, what? You know, like, oh no, we can't interfere with our own movie. But now here we are. You're giving us like 2 movies a month. You're like, come on, Disney, what are you doing? But anyhow, I digress. Staying on the Marvel hype train. News broke on Thursday, and I was like, what?
That was
Friday, right. Thursday. My days are messed up. News broke on Friday that I could not believe. Yet it is true. And that is Marvel reinstating James Gunn to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Are you kidding me? And I'm going to tell you why they did this. You ready for this? I'm going to tell you why they did that. Because Dave Bautista is that great of an actor. They knew that if they didn't reinstate James Gunn, he would walk. They need Dave Bautista. That's not true at all. I made that up. But no,
that's a better rationale than some of the other theories that I've heard.
Oh yeah, well I'll tell you, I love Dave Bautista, so I really don't. That's my man. I'm going to get into reasons why I'm kind of upset about this news, but on a whole, it is like the greatest news ever because honestly, I could not picture anybody else. Like I can't think of anybody else who could have taken the reins of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and made it as good as the first two. Or make it as good as James Gunn would have. Y'all know me. I've said it numerous times. I love Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I know that's not a popular opinion. Some people like the movie, but they say I'm crazy for the amount of love I show that movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel films. It's probably in my top 3, if not top 5 for sure. And there's no way. So hearing that James Gunn is coming back, hearing that Disney said, you know what? Maybe we were a little irrational. We jumped the gun. Literally, we're bringing it back, and I'm super excited. I'm super stoked, but I still have reservations, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But what about you, man? What you think of this?
I also couldn't believe it. I mean, you're the one who broke the news to me, and I thought it was just like bullshit.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really excited about it. Like James Gunn is one of my favorite filmmakers. Both of the Guardians movies they're tied for me in quality for different reasons, but both of them are among my favorite Marvel movies. And yeah, like I don't know, it's great news. You know, like I'm glad that whoever reinstated him has come to a point where he's like they're willing to forgive him for what he said 10 years ago. And I think that's the right thing to do. You know, 10 years is a long time for a person to change and for a person to grow up. And James Gunn handled the situation really well by just essentially going dark and blaming no one but himself for his tweets, whether you agree with that kind of humor or not. He didn't throw Marvel under the bus. He never talked shit about them. He never blamed anybody else for what he said. So like he handled it like a fucking grown up, and he deserves that chance. He deserves forgiveness because people can change, and it's good to see in the wake of so much career trashing over the past like couple of years over tweets or like jokes or comments or anything like that. It's good to see that people are willing to forgive and let things go and realize that, you know, people can change in the past and all that and that. I don't know. It's just a good thing all around. I think it's good for everybody. And I hope the internet collective can also see this and also accept forgiveness and growth. But I think I'm getting too much into the
heavy of it.
The heavy of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, it's good news. I'm really glad.
It is definitely good news, man. I'm super happy for James Gunn. And again, he made those comments, but he owned those comments before they even fired him, before somebody went and found it. He owned up to it. He said, hey man, that's not me anymore. That I did it. I said it. Yes, I did. I was in another place. I'm in a better place now. I'm a better person. And he absolutely is. He was. And, you know, it was unfortunate that Marvel did what they had to do, or felt like they had to do, but it's fortunate now that he's back again. Like, let me ask you, when they got rid of him, and before this news even broke, like, who did you see? Did you have anybody in mind that can take the reins and make Guardians 3?
Well, obviously, the big rumor was Taika Waititi.
Right, but yeah, but look, I love that dude. Don't get me wrong. It's not even Thor Ragnarok. I love that dude for what we've done, what we did in Shadows. I love that dude for Flight of the Conchords. I love Taika Waititi. I love his sense of humor. I love his style. Thor Ragnarok was it was crazy. Like, at first when I seen it, I was like, all right, and then I was like, I don't know, and then I watched it again and I said, okay, so I bought it. And I went out and I bought the 4K and I watched it. I was like, this is a fun movie. There's nothing wrong with this. It's fun. I like the setup, and it has his quirky style. I don't know if that would have worked for Guardians though. Like, I mean, yes, they're almost kind of like in the same vein, but I don't know. I just don't know. The musical choices, everything that James Gunn had brought, he brings, and there's always a method, and a method to his madness, and it comes across on screen. I don't know if, like, as much as I love Taika Waititi, if he would have been able to duplicate that and make it feel right, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. I think we're the only people who have that same kind of flair, and maybe this is just because I was watching this movie last night, but you're right. I think it would be a really good choice, and obviously he's had his history with Marvel with his failed attempt at Ant-Man, but he also has that, like, I was rewatching Shaun of the Dead last night, and I rewatched Baby Driver, I think, earlier last week, and, like, he just has such a striking visual flair, his choice in editing and his how is just, like, perfect comedy timing. It's, you know, like the British comedy timing, that sensibility of, like, this dry, sarcastic humor is perfect for a Marvel movie, especially like something like Guardians of the Galaxy that isn't it's bombastic, but it's not too bombastic. And, like, also just his eye for visuals and choreography would pair, as you can see in all of his movies, in Shaun of the Dead, in Hot Fuzz, and
World's End.
World's End, in Scott Pilgrim, and especially in Baby Driver. He has such an eye for, like, choreography and pairing things up with music, and obviously that's what Guardians of the Galaxy is really known for, was kind of bringing back, like, this retro 80s sound and having things sync up really well to the music, and, like, that would be, you know, it's just like I could see him taking over the reins really well. But yeah, that's might just be because I watched Shaun of the Dead last night, and that movie's amazing.
Oh man, you know what, bro? This is why I love having you on the show, bro. I could fucking kiss you right now, man, because I never Edgar Wright would be perfect. Now I'm mad. Get rid of James Gunn. Bring those tweets back up. Get him out of here, Disney. I'm boycotting Marvel again. It's helpful. I can't believe this. Dude, you're absolutely right. Oh my God. Edgar Wright would have been the perfect choice. Oh, I'm so depressed right now. Holy crap. Oh my God, dude. Wow, you're absolutely right. And yes, with his little, his little Marvel snap. I don't think it's a snaffle. They had a different opinion. He wanted to do one thing. Kevin Feige's like, no, we got to do this thing. And he's like, all right, now my thing, goodbye. And I respect that. And it seemed like there was no bad blood, no hard feelings. Good Lord have mercy. You're absolutely right. Listen, Shaun of the Dead is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. That's up there in the top 5, guaranteed. And I love it. It's the best zombie movie ever made. I don't care what anybody says. It's just perfect. What he does, and one of the reasons why I love Guardians Volume 2, and again, I agree with you. I love Guardians Volume 1. I do, don't get me wrong. But what I love too more is there's certain points in that movie that just really got me emotionally. It just really hit home. And maybe that's Kurt Russell just being a great, fantastic actor. I don't know. But there were some points in that movie that just punched me in the chest. I'm like, damn, Shaun of the Dead had that. Okay? Because when mom is dying, and it's just everybody's reaction and Sean's reaction, just the fucking emotion there, man, punches me in the chest every single time I watch it. Yeah, absolutely.
Or when his stepdad dies too. Like, also that, you know.
Oh, God, you're right. You're right. It's perfect. It's perfect. And then with Baby Driver, like, and I completely forgot about Scott Pilgrim. I've been meaning to go back and watch that because when I saw it the first time, I don't know. I don't know if I was in the right mindset. I'm not sure. But I do want to go watch that movie again because I do remember enjoying it, but coming out of it like, my problem is this. Shaun of the Dead. That's my problem. Everything needs to be Shaun of the Dead or better, right? That's my problem when it comes to Edgar Wright movies. I really ain't a fan of Hot Fuzz. I did enjoy World's End. I was, like I said, I got to rewatch Scott Pilgrim, but I really enjoyed Baby Driver. You remember, at first I was like, yeah, it was all right. I've watched it several times since, and I'm like, this is actually a fucking good movie, man. It's a really good movie. It's so different from what he's done, and I loved it. So goddamn, bro, for real. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I would have given it to Edgar Wright. He would have taken it and drove that sumbitch through the fucking roof. Oh, man. Listen, James Gunn, if you ever hear this, I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. But bring those tweets out. Get rid of them again, Disney. We need Edgar Wright. I'm signing a petition. Start it right now.
Well, not only is, like while he had, like, a 7-8 month down period, James Gunn has, like, still been working his ass off. Just, like, he's coming out with, Suicide Squad 2 sometime in 2021, which I think I'll enjoy. He's also producing and possibly writing Brightburn, and right. Brightburn looks fucking amazing.
It does.
It's such a, like, I finally got around to watching the trailer earlier this week, last week, I can't remember. But, like, I'm so stoked for that movie just because it's so different but so obvious. Like, how has this never been done before? But yeah, I don't know. He's on a roll again.
Well, that's what I wanted to touch on when I said that while I do love this news, there's a certain part of me that's very upset about it, and that is the fact that he is doing the Suicide Squad, and I'm like, no, you can't have him back. He's ours now, and there's my fanboy coming out. There's my DC fanboy coming out and showing right now. He's ours now, Marvel. You can't have him. We're about to right this ship, and you made a wrong decision. And now they said, no, we want him back. We want him back. So now, this is where we play speculation, not with the movies, but in real life in general. I wanted to ask you this because I had this conversation with my boy the other day, Friday. Remember before all of this happened, James Gunn was going to be the one to usher in Phase 4. Like, and make it. Do you think that's still on the table? Or do you think James Gunn is like, all right, I'll come back for Guardians 3, but then I'm out. No hard feelings, thank you. And because what I'm hoping for, this is where my fingers are crossed, and I haven't heard anything because I don't know. But I was hoping that maybe DC would be like, all right, we tried Snyder, that didn't work. James Gunn, they were giving you the keys to the castle, and you might have said something and 1,000 years ago, and they like, yo, give me back the keys. The house is not for sale anymore. But here, you can have ours. Like, dude, like, that's what I wanted, like, so much. I would have loved to see James Gunn take the DC universe and go with it. You kidding me? Because I honestly believe we would have got Swamp Thing in a James Gunn DC universe. Like, and I really do want to see Swamp Thing on a big screen again. I'm just saying. Anyway, let me stop. So, do you think that the original plan is on the table, or is it just Guardians 3 and then baby steps after that? Do you think James Gunn should still stay here? Because from what I read, Suicide Squad is going to come out before. He's still going to do that. That's where his focus is right now, and he's gonna do that and then do Guardians. But what do you think? Do you think that Marvel might say, here's the keys back.
I bet it's on the table if things continue to go well. I don't know if he's going to do necessarily, like, there's going to be time for him to usher in Phase 4, but maybe like Phase 5. I bet it's still on the table for him to have, like, essentially full reign for a while. Touching on the DC thing, I think, given that Aquaman did so well, I wonder if it's on the table for James Wan to have the keys to the castle, because Aquaman did so well, and like they've already greenlit a movie about the
trench. Yeah,
the trench. Like, I don't know if I want to see that, but I'll definitely go see that.
Come on, man! It's monsters. You know you want to see it. You kidding me?
Yeah, I do, but like, is it enough to make its own movie?
Yeah,
I'm still gonna see it.
Come on, what if they have like giant monsters in it? Like, you remember the Kraken thing or whatever that thing was?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. You gotta see it.
Yeah, I'll see it. I'll see it. But then, James Wan is doing Swamp Thing for DC TV.
Yes, my dreams.
So it's like he's spreading his seed, as it were, all over DC. So maybe that could take off. Maybe James Wan could take the reins in the DC universe. Like, the future is kind of wide open with a lot of really great possibilities by like amazing filmmakers that I'm really like. While I'm excited to have them be doing these super big budget superhero movies, I kind of just want to have them go back to like horror and sci-fi and stuff. And at the same time,
Like, yeah, and I see that. But could you imagine, though? Could you honestly imagine if they did do that? Like, the keys are on the table for WB for both James Wan and James Gunn. I mean, like, the J&J connection. Come on, brother. Are you kidding me? Tell me that's not the DC universe you want to see, because that's the one I want to see. That's the one I want to see. And I get it, because look at, like, Christopher Nolan. Make a Batman movie, go and do whatever you want to do. Make another Batman movie, go back and do whatever you want to do, The only ones that aren't able to do that right now are like the Russos, because they had to do Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. Like, they back to back to back to back. Like, they need a break. Mm-hmm. And they still had like time to executive produce Deadly Class on Sci-Fi. They need a break. And you use Brightburn as a perfect example. I mean, like, James Wan, he still had his hands in the pot. Isn't that, but now it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy how this, in within a year, how it all just turned around. And, yeah, all hail Dave Bautista for that one, brother.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a couple articles and a couple YouTubers speculate it's because it's Marvel doing damage control over, like, negative reviews about Captain Marvel. And I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is the dumbest thing. Listen, let's be for real here. Regardless of how you feel about that movie, it's like it's sitting at $600 million right now worldwide in a week. That's crazy. That's crazy. The movie's making money. It's a certified hit. You can't talk negative about it. If you didn't like the movie, you didn't like the movie. It's that simple. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. Although I will say this. You say damage control. I read an article. And again, I don't know how true this is. I'm not an insider. We don't have inside sources. I just read what y'all read on the internet. But there was a thing that, like, basically Brie Larson was like, she could care less about her co-stars, especially like in the Marvel verse. Like, there's certain people that she's like, yeah, and then like, dude, you can't do that. Come on, man. Come on, don't let it go to your head, girl.
I didn't see that at all, but I fully believe that she would say something like that. She kind of seems like that kind of person, honestly.
Well, it's crazy if you think about it, because she's supposed to be ushering in Phase 4. She's supposed to be the new face of Marvel going forward. After Endgame is Captain Marvel and the Avengers type of deal. But if this is true, then what do you do? Do you pull the plug on her? Are you Kevin Feige and say, you know what? Let's make your niece from the movie the new Captain Marvel like it was in the comics. Let's make Photon, which I would love. Photon was one of my favorite characters, very C-list, but there was something about that character I always dug. Didn't like the Afro though. The Afro was weird. But anyhow, yeah, man, it's just hard. When you're put on a pedestal like that, and you know you're gonna be in the public eyes of so many fanboys and girls, like. I get it, you're an actor and a human being at the end of the day, but still, like, this is bigger than you, and it's been bigger than you for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Own it. Don't disown it. Own it. And, yeah, I'm kind of glad. I'm just, man, listen, I'm excited. I can't believe James Gunn is back doing Guardians Volume 3. But I really want him in DC with James Wan. I really want him. I want them to create that universe and because them two will definitely get it as far away from Snyder's vision. Like, it would be gone. And those movies would just be a thing of the past, a multiple Earth that was on Earth 32 and probably got blown up in a crisis, and we can all rejoice after that, and I'd be very happy. But enough comics. We got about 10 minutes left. I want to get real quick. Like some quick takes, bro. What are you hyped up? What are you hyped about coming up this year? I mean, like we're dude. I think next week the Jordan Peele Us is coming out. I cannot wait. I'm salivating at the chance to see that. Is there anything coming up right now besides, of course, Godzilla that you are answering your pants for?
I feel like there's so many things that I'm having trouble like I want to see Captain or Shazam. I want to see Shazam.
Yeah.
Right after we're done with this, I'm going to see Captive State. That looks good. I want to see the new Midsummers by the director who made Hereditary. Us obviously looks fantastic. Star Wars. There's so much, but it's so spread out over the year, and like I really haven't been paying attention to release dates so much lately. I can't remember what's coming out when.
Right.
But just rest assured that like everything I want to see, I'm going to try my best to see. I didn't get to see Happy Death Day to You. Really wanted to. Heard good things. But as soon as that comes out, I'm going to probably get it. But yeah, I'm going to try to stay as caught up with movies as I can, even though I'm off to a rocky start.
Oh, me too, brother. I didn't see Glass. I seen Battle Angel and I seen Captain Marvel. Those are the two movies I've been to the theater this year to see so far. I got to see, well, obviously, Us is coming out this week. The one, Captive State, let me tell you something. True story. I never even heard of that movie until I saw the trailer when I went to see Battle Angel. I didn't even know that movie. Yeah, I was like, what's this? So that came out of nowhere. Maybe I haven't been keeping up. I thought I was, but
I saw a trailer for it months and months ago, probably like in November or December, and I totally forgot about it until I was checking IMDb to see what was coming out this week. I was like, oh fuck, Captain State. That looked really good. It looked possibly really good, but I guess we'll see.
Well, I mean, like you see, the director is Matt Reeves, so.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, John Goodman's in it too, and he fucking brings it. But on the upside, or on the downside rather, flip side, I don't know. Machine Gun Kelly's in it, and he is a garbage actor.
Machine Gun Kelly, is that the rapper?
Yeah, the rapper. He was in Bird Box.
He was?
He was in Bird Box, and he was terrible in Bird Box.
Who was he in Bird Box? The guy that ran away with the cop?
Yep. Yeah. And he's playing Tommy Lee in the Motley Crue movie that's coming to Netflix later this month.
Listen, I don't even want to talk about Netflix. Netflix movies, they're not good. I'm just going to say that right now.
I'm kind of looking forward to that one as I wear my Motley Crue shirt. I'm a fan of the band.
I love some Motley Crue too, man. I could always rock to Dr. Feelgood any given day. But I'm just saying, hey, Netflix, that Triple Frontier, you had a stellar cast. And you let me down. You let me.
Is it not good?
It was just bland, man. It's like there's no salt on this thing. Where you want to be Sicario or not? I don't get it. Get out of here.
Then I won't bother watching it.
Yeah, I feel bad. Poor Ben Affleck. Like, come on, dude. Just just don the cowl one more time. Just one more time and fight Deathstroke. Just do it. You know what? Just fan film it. Just do it for the fans. Just do it for the fans. Matter of fact, Ben Affleck, please, I'm begging you right now. Call up James Gunn and James Wan. Call them both, right? And say, hey, listen, guys, all right, look, I know I'm not Batman no more, but for the fans, hear me out. Let's get this thing together. We'll do a 10 to 15 minute fan film. And we could just do it and give it to the fans. And we'll do it like we'll put it on right before Suicide Squad 2 or the Suicide Squad. Like Pixar does with their movies. It'll be a little short. Dude, you want to one-up Marvel? That's how you do it. You do these 15-minute shorts. You know how Marvel does the end credit scenes? No, you just drop it in the beginning. 15 minutes short. It'd be awesome, man. You want crazy? You do the animation too if you want. I'd rather go live action. But come on, it ain't that hard. 15 minutes. Ben Affleck, you don't even have to do nothing. You just got to stand in the cowl and say, be Batman, and then have the stunt double do all the work. Oh.
I'd settle for him voicing Batman in an animated movie.
I would too. Speaking of animated movies, what do you think of before we go, what do you think of Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? My man Kevin Conroy's Batman and he's with the Ninja Turtles! Are you kidding me? My worlds are colliding! I'm going crazy!
I mean, there's no possible way I can put it better than the way you just did, so I'm just going to shut up.
Oh, dude, I saw that trailer the other day and fell out my chair at work. I'm done, people. I couldn't believe it. I said, man, you gotta be shitting me with this one. I love it. I can't wait. 2 of my favorite things growing up. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm like, as soon as I heard about it, I was like, yep, sold.
Yeah, I mean, Batman fighting Shredder? Come on, man. Yes, I want to see that all day. But I do want to see Ben Affleck fight in Deathstroke live action.
Or fighting Shredder live action.
Dude, don't even start, man. Like, who would be? Yeah, you know what? Get Ken Watanabe to play Shredder with Ben Affleck as Batman. Oh, my God. Wow. We can go another 5 hours, but we can't. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Gotta be honest. Go for broke. Wow. Listen, brother, it's been a pleasure. And we really, again, we got to get back into the swing of this. We've been putting on a lot of Godzilla block parties as of late. There might be one coming tonight. But we got to get the Geek Out back, especially now because there's just a ton of things happening. We've got the Avengers coming up. I would love to talk Us next week. If I got a chance, because I am actually working a significant amount of overtime next week. Pretty much every single day and Saturday. But I would love to, pick your brain with that. Avengers, obviously. Captain Marvel. Shazam, obviously. And then, of course, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yeah. But, yo, brother, thank you for joining me today again. It was a pleasure. I am so happy to be speaking to you again because it's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for having me. I want to get back into it, too.
Yeah.
Because it's been a lot of fun.
It has been. And we're going to get him on a Godzilla Block Party real soon, too, especially because of King of the Monsters and all that fun stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this episode of the Geek Out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We were going crazy, and I'm sorry if my Dave Bautista thing got some of y'all really believing that. But anyway, long live Dave Bautista. We out of here. Peace.